Do you know why most people never reach greatness? Because they spend their lives searching for what's easy, and life never rewards the easy path. Every person you admire today, every leader, every self-made success, chose the hard road. They faced rejection when others sought comfort. They acted when fear tried to paralyze them. And that, my friend, is the price of real achievement. If you're willing to do what most people won't, you can have what most people can only dream about. The question is, are you willing to pay that price? Every man or woman who has ever achieved greatness has paid the same price, and that price is hardship. There is no way around it, no shortcut that spares you from the struggle. Hardship is not an obstacle in your path, it is the path. The sooner you accept this truth, the sooner you begin to rise above the ordinary. Most people spend their lives avoiding discomfort, searching for the easiest route, and wondering why they remain stuck in mediocrity. But those who embrace difficulty willingly, those who step into the fire rather than run from it, are the ones who emerge forged, stronger than ever before. When you face hardship, you are being tested, not by other people, not by society, but by life itself. Life is asking you a single question: how badly do you want it? It doesn't care about your words, your promises, or your dreams. It measures you only by action, by the sacrifices you are willing to make, by how much pain you are prepared to endure for the vision you claim to hold. Every great achievement demands proof of desire, and that proof is paid in discomfort, failure, and perseverance. The man who refuses to pay that price has already chosen to lose long before the fight even begins. Think about it. The moment you face resistance, the moment things get hard, you have two choices: step back into comfort or push forward into growth. The first choice feels good for a moment but leaves you with regret for a lifetime. The second choice burns, it exhausts you, it stretches you beyond what you thought possible. But it gives you something priceless: power over yourself. Hardship doesn't just build results, it builds character. And character is the foundation on which all lasting success is built. People complain about struggle as if it's unfair, as if life owes them an easier way. But struggle is not your enemy, it is your greatest ally. Every difficulty you face sharpens you, strengthens you, and prepares you for bigger opportunities. Without hardship, success would destroy you because you wouldn't be strong enough to handle it. Hardship molds you into the kind of person who can hold on to success once it arrives. So when life gets hard, don't curse it, thank it. Every challenge is a sign that you are moving in the right direction, because the easy path never leads anywhere worth going. And here's a secret most will never understand: a hardship doesn't just test you, it transforms you. The moment you embrace the struggle instead of resisting it, something shifts inside you. You stop seeing yourself as a victim and start seeing yourself as a creator. You begin to develop confidence, because every obstacle you overcome proves to you that you are capable of more than you believed. And the more you endure, the more unshakable you become. Pain loses its grip on you, fear loses its power over you, and doubt begins to fade because you have faced the worst and kept moving forward. You cannot buy this kind of strength, you have to earn it. And you earn it by doing what others are unwilling to do, by choosing the hard road when everyone else is choosing comfort. Yes, it will hurt. Yes, it will be lonely at times. But if you can learn to see hardship as the entrance fee to greatness, you will stop avoiding it and start welcoming it. Because every time you push through the pain, you are not just getting closer to your goals. You are becoming the kind of person who cannot be stopped. So the next time life tests you, don't ask why me, ask, is this the price of greatness? And if the answer is yes, pay it without hesitation. Because that price, no matter how high, is nothing compared to the reward of becoming everything you were meant to be. Discipline is the greatest separator between those who dream and those who achieve. Everyone has desires, everyone wants success, but very few are willing to submit themselves to the daily grind that success demands. Most people live by feelings. They act when they feel motivated, they stop when they feel tired, and they quit when the work becomes unpleasant. But the man who understands discipline knows a secret: feelings are temporary, but habits create destiny. Discipline means doing what you hate as if you love it, because you are driven not by comfort, but by a vision so strong it overrules every excuse. The truth is, you will never always feel like doing what needs to be done. There will be mornings when your body begs you to stay in bed, moments when every part of you wants to delay, to postpone, to rest. But the disciplined mind does not ask for permission from emotions, it commands them. It says, I will do this, not because I feel like it, but because it is who I must become. And every time you obey discipline, instead of desire, you are reprogramming yourself for success. You are building a will so strong that nothing external can stop you. People make the mistake of waiting for motivation. They tell themselves, I'll work hard when I feel inspired, I'll push myself when I'm ready. but inspiration is unreliable. Discipline is what carries you on the days when motivation disappears. Discipline is waking up early to build your future while the rest of the world sleeps. Discipline is finishing what you start, even when it feels tedious, even when no one is watching, because you know the reward is in the persistence, not in the momentary pleasure. And here is something most people never learn: discipline eventually turns into freedom. At first, it feels like a burden, like you are forcing yourself to do things you dislike. But over time, those very actions become natural, even enjoyable, because they bring results. You begin to crave the routine because it gives you control over your life. And there is no greater feeling than knowing you are in charge of your own destiny. The man who cannot control himself will always be controlled by his circumstances, but the disciplined man bends circumstances to his will. Think of the greatest athletes, inventors, and leaders in history. Do you think they loved every grueling practice, every late night of work, every rejection and failure? Of course not. But they acted as if they loved it, because they were married to the vision of who they were becoming. They knew every repetition, every sacrifice, every hour of relentless focus was not punishment. It was the price of mastery. And here's the magic. When you train yourself to push through the things you hate, you grow to love the results so much that the struggle no longer feels like suffering. It feels like progress, and progress is addictive. The ordinary man lets his feelings decide his future. The extraordinary man uses discipline to shape it. Every time you choose to act despite discomfort, you are writing a new story about who you are. You stop seeing yourself as weak, as someone who needs to be rescued, and you start seeing yourself as powerful, as someone who can trust himself to follow through. That is how self-respect is built, not by words, but by proving to yourself day after day that you can be counted on. So when you face a task you hate, do it with the same intensity as if you loved it. Smile at the grind, welcome the repetition, embrace the boredom, because each moment of discipline is a brick in the foundation of your future. One day those bricks will build a life so solid that no storm can shake it. And when that day comes, you will look back at every hard, unpleasant, painful thing you forced yourself to do and smile, because you will know it was worth it. Discipline is the greatest act of self-love, and the man who masters it masters his life. Ling lost: fear is the greatest thief of success, and yet most people protect it, nurture it, and obey it as if it were a wise master. Fear whispers lies. It tells you to wait, to play it safe, to stay where you are. It convinces you that failure will destroy you, that rejection will break you, that stepping into the unknown will ruin you. Lincoln lost. But here is the truth: fear only grows stronger when you avoid it, and it only dies when you face it. The only way to eliminate fear is to attack it head-on, to step directly into the thing you dread the most. Think about every time you let fear make your decisions for you. What happened? You stayed comfortable, but you didn't grow. Lincoln lost. You stayed safe, but you also stayed small. Comfort may feel good for a moment, but it robs you of the life you could have lived. Lincoln lost. Fear's power exists only in your imagination. It's a shadow that vanishes the moment you shine the light of action on it. Lincoln lost. The very thing you are afraid of right now will lose its grip on you the second you move toward it instead of away from it. Action is fear's greatest enemy. Lincoln lost. Most people wait for courage before they act, but that's not how it works. Courage is not a gift you are handed before you begin. Lincoln lost. Courage is what appears after you take the first step. The moment you confront fear, your mind learns the truth. It wasn't as big, as dangerous. Lincoln lost, or as impossible as you made it out to be. The more you face fear, the weaker it becomes, until eventually it becomes so small you laugh at the thought that it ever controlled you. But if you keep running, it will grow until it owns every decision you make. You have to train yourself to run toward fear instead of away from it. Every time you take a risk, Lincoln lost. Every time you speak when your voice shakes, every time you say yes when doubt screams, know you are reclaiming your power. And the reward is not just the result you get. Lincoln lost. The reward is who you become in the process. Fear cannot control a man who has trained himself to act despite trembling hands and racing heartbeats. Lincoln lost. That man becomes unstoppable because he no longer seeks safety. He seeks growth, and growth always lives on the other side of fear. Lincoln lost. Every great achievement you admire in others was born from someone's decision to move through fear. The inventor who risked ridicule, the entrepreneur who faced bankruptcy, the Lincoln lauder who stood alone. Each of them felt fear just like you do, but they acted anyway. That's the secret no one tells you. Bravery is not the absence of fear. It is action in spite of it. You will never stop feeling fear completely, but you will reach a point where fear becomes a signal, not a stop sign. It will no longer mean, stay away. It will mean, here lies the path to growth. The faster you attack fear, the faster it fades. Wait too long, and it grows in your mind, turning into something far bigger than it really is. But when you move immediately, when you pick up the phone, step onto the stage, make the decision, Lincoln lost, or take the leap, you rob fear of the time it needs to grow. And with every victory, no matter how small, you build a new kind of confidence. Lincoln lost, a confidence that does not come from pretending to be fearless, but from proving to yourself again and again that fear cannot stop you. So the next time fear shows up, don't hesitate. Don't overthink. Step forward, even if your legs shake, even if your heart pounds. Attack it before it attacks you. Because on the other side of fear is freedom. Lincoln lost, and that freedom is worth every moment of discomfort. Remember, this fear is not a wall. It is only a curtain. Push through it. Lincoln lost, and you will discover a life far bigger than the one you are living now. The size of the task you choose determines the size of the person you become. Lincoln lost. People choose what is easy, what is familiar, what guarantees quick comfort, and then they wonder why their life feels small. Lincoln lost. But every time you take on something bigger than yourself, every time you push into territory where failure seems likely, you are shaping a stronger, wiser, Lincoln lost, more powerful version of you. The harder the task, the greater the transformation, because true growth lies only in the struggle you're willing to endure. Lincoln lost. Hard tasks demand that you reach deeper inside yourself, that you use parts of your mind and spirit you didn't even know existed. Easy tasks don't challenge you. Lincoln lost. They don't demand growth, they only reinforce who you already are. But when you step into something so difficult that it scares you, you are forced to change, to adapt. Lincoln lost, to think differently, to act with more courage and resilience than you thought you had. And every time you stretch that far, you create a new standard for yourself. What was once impossible becomes normal, and from that point on, you are never the same person again. Struggle is a sculptor. Every hard challenge carves away weakness, laziness, Lincoln lost, doubt and fear, leaving behind a sharper, stronger, more refined version of you. The pain you feel while you're in it is not a sign of failure. Lincoln lost, it's proof that transformation is happening. Think of steel being forged. It must endure fire and pressure before it becomes something unbreakable. You are no different. Lincoln lost. The greater the heat of the challenge, the stronger you will become if you refuse to quit. Many people shy away from difficult tasks because they don't want to fail. Lincoln lost, but failure itself is one of the most powerful forces of transformation. Every mistake you make, every obstacle you crash into, every time you fall short. Lincoln lost, you gain lessons that easy victories could never teach you. Failure refines you, humbles you, strengthens you. The man who never dares to take on hard challenges may never fall, but he also never rises. He stays the same year after year because nothing in his life forces him to grow. You must train yourself to see hard tasks differently. Lincoln lost, instead of seeing them as burdens, see them as opportunities to become someone greater. The bigger the challenge, the bigger the reward. Not just in material success, Lincoln lost, but in the person you become through the process. When you finish something that once looked impossible, when you conquer something that once terrified you, Lincoln lost, you walk away with a new identity. You begin to trust yourself in ways you never did before, because you now have evidence that you can survive and thrive through difficulty. Lincoln lost. That self-trust is worth more than any prize because it stays with you forever. Think of the moments in your life when you were proudest of yourself. Were they moments of ease? No. Lincoln lost. They were moments when you fought, when you struggled, when you refused to quit even though quitting seemed like the only option. Those are the moments that build your story. Lincoln lost, the moments you will look back on and say, that's when I became who I am. Hard tasks give you those moments. They give you stories of resilience, of courage. Lincoln triumph that no one can ever take away from you. The truth is, easy tasks give you short-term comfort, but hard tasks give you long-term freedom. Lincoln lost. Every difficult thing you master today makes the rest of your life easier because you have built the strength to handle anything that comes your way. Lincoln's every mountain you climb makes the next one look smaller. And one day, when you look back, Lincoln lost, you will realize that the struggle you once dreaded was the very thing that shaped you into the person capable of living the life you dreamed about. So don't run from the hard things. Choose them. Welcome them. Because every time you take on the challenge no one else is willing to face, you are not just achieving something, you are becoming someone. And that transformation is the greatest reward of all. Everything you want in life is waiting for you. Lincoln lost, but it will not come to you through comfort, excuses, or shortcuts. It will only come when you are willing to embrace the hard road, to discipline yourself when no one is watching, to stare fear in the face and move anyway, and to take on challenges so great they transform you from the inside out. This is not just about achieving goals. This is about becoming the kind of person who cannot be stopped. The world does not reward those who avoid struggle. It rewards those who endure it, who use it. Lincoln lost, who rise because of it. Every time you choose the hard thing, every time you push through when others quit. Lincoln lost, you are proving to yourself and to life that you are worthy of the success you seek. So decide today. Decide that you will no longer run from what is difficult. Decide that you will welcome it, because the harder the path, the greater the destiny it leads to. Do what is hard, and life will eventually give you what is great.